Welcome back to the Senior Network. Again, I'm Becky Davis, and today I am joined with Hinely from Serenoa. Thank you so much for coming today. It's so nice to meet you, and this is a great conversation. I understand that you worked at the Montessori school here on the island for 23 years, yes. And now you're working with Serenoa and my friend Kristen, yes. In dementia care?
Yes, so I had the certification of Montessori and worked in the classroom for 23 years, and now I have my certified dementia practitioner.
Well, tell me how that your background in Montessori is excelling, this business model in the dementia care arena.
Yeah,
I think it's fascinating.
Thank you. I use that role as a Montessori instructor and now a dementia instructor. And my role with Serenoa is to put together a program of activities for the person that I'm going to be working with. So it's very helpful for me to meet the family if possible, or get any background information on a person's interests or hobbies, or maybe their previous profession,
right,
or what
that
they
makes
did.
Sense. Yeah.
And then I will use all of that information to try to choose games and activities that I think they will personally find interesting and fun.
Well, and so give me an example. Do you have an example of a game or an exercise that you would do with someone who has dementia, short-term memory loss?
Sure. Well, the interesting thing is that although they may have short-term memory loss and parts of the brain, the memory is declining, the problem-solving part of the brain generally is not affected.
I did not know that. Okay.
And so a puzzle or a game that has a specific purpose to solve a problem is something that they can do successfully. And a lot of people just don't realize that because that's not necessarily a part of their day-to-day activity. So when I bring in a game and show them after I do it a few times, then step back and they jump right in and start playing the game and they're successful at it, I just see a real renewed sense of purpose. A lot of times I'll see a renewed confidence or just a joy. They just become happier because a lot of times so many things are being taken away from their daily routine and they're losing control. And so here's something that they can manipulate and do.
And succeed at.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
So why haven't I heard about this before, that the skills of Montessori can be applicable to dementia? Is more and more people looking at this?
I think so. I think it's coming. I think that there's a lot more research now and that people are much more open to using the Montessori method and working with dementia, with people who have dementia, to form these kind of successes.
One thing I know of being in the continuing care business for like over 30 years, Alzheimer's, any type of cognitive impairment, it progresses differently for different people.
Exactly.
And I understand what you're saying. You do an assessment.
Yes.
And try to figure out the levels of where they may be cognitively most impaired. Is it hard if someone's had dementia for a longer time and then kind of push this on them? I mean, that must be difficult. Or do you prefer that people come like in, would the company Serenoa prefer, like if you're just recently diagnosed with dementia, please come, it's easier to talk about this than
we can
waiting.
actually accept anyone in any stage, and
really?
that
Okay.
is actually the beauty of the Montessori method. So the Montessori method is really all about the individual, and it's really about approaching someone with dignity, equality, and respect. So I can meet you right where you are.
I was going to say, can you go to their home? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
well, I mean, even right where you are skill-wise.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
That's okay. I can
yeah.
meet you where you are skill-wise. So I can have things that are maybe more challenging for one person who's still very capable of keeping up, and then I can modify the same activity for someone else who needs a little bit more assistance. But the end result is still the same. The happiness, the feeling of being really productive and just being accomplished.
Wow.
And they don't need to know me. If they're at a stage where I come back and they don't recognize me, it's okay. It's not about me. It's about the activities.
That's a wonderful point too. Well, this is a great conversation. I hope you'll come back. I want to hear more about how this is going.
Thank you.
And,
I'd love to.
well, thank you for being here today. And you're watching the Senior Network, and we'll be right back.